Today, we're looking at the top 10 hot stocks under $10 based on the latest Stock 2 Trend scan from June 24th, 2026. These stocks were ranked by options volume. That means we're not looking at hype. We're not looking at random stock picks. We're looking at where unusual options activity showed up in the data. Some of these names had massive call imbalances. Some had large premium flow. Some had block trades. And one stock traded more than 244,000 options contracts in a single scan. Before we get into it, I'd like to go through the disclaimer. This video is for educational and research purposes only. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Unusual options activity does not guarantee that a stock will go up or down. It simply shows us where traders are becoming unusually active. Always do your own research. Now, let's get into it. At number 10, we have TE. The stock was trading around $8.47. Options volume came in at 50,919 contracts. The Stock 2 Trend scan gave it a warm heat rating with a score of 32.81. The key reason this stock made the list is the 3.6 to 1 call imbalance. That means calls heavily outnumbered puts. It also saw around $3.5 million in premium. Now, that does not automatically mean the stock is going higher, but it does tell us traders were showing stronger interest on the call side. And for a stock under $10, that level of options activity is worth watching. At number 9, we have NIO. NIO was trading around $4.94. It recorded 60,993 options contracts. The Stock 2 Trend heat rating was warm, with a score of 31.85. The main reason NIO appeared on the list is its 3.4 to 1 call-to-put ratio. That tells us call volume was meaningfully stronger than put volume. NIO has been a popular name among retail traders for years. So when options flow starts building again, especially with consistent call activity, it becomes a name to monitor closely. Again, this is not a buy signal. It is a research signal. At number 8, we have BB, BlackBerry. The stock was trading around $8.74. Options volume reached 74,184 contracts. It received a hot heat rating from the Stock 2 Trend scan with a score of 30.10. The key reason here is the 4.4 to 1 call imbalance, combined with around $5 million in premium. That premium number stands out because when traders are putting millions of dollars into options contracts, it can suggest stronger conviction or increased speculation. BlackBerry is another name that has history with retail traders. So when volume, premium, and call imbalance all show up together, it becomes a stock worth tracking. At number 7, we have AMC. AMC was trading around $2.08. It recorded 79,356 options contracts. The Stock 2 Trend scan rated it warm, with a score of 29.30. The key reasons were a 3.2 to 1 call-to-put ratio and solid block volume. AMC is no stranger to high options activity. It has been one of the most watched speculative stocks in the market for a long time. But the important thing here is not the history. The important thing is what the latest options flow is showing. And according to this scan, AMC still attracted meaningful call-side interest and block activity. At number 6, we have HTZ, Hertz. The stock was trading around $3.11. Options volume came in at 89,035 contracts. The Stock 2 Trend heat rating was interesting, with a score of 27.80. The key reasons were solid liquidity and elevated implied volatility. This is slightly different from some of the other stocks on the list. The call imbalance was not the main highlight here. Instead, the focus is liquidity and volatility. When implied volatility is elevated, it means the options market is pricing in bigger potential movement. That movement could be up, it could be down, or it could simply mean traders expect uncertainty. At number 5, we have OPEN, Open Door. Open was trading around $4.31. It recorded 95,415 options contracts. The Stock 2 Trend Scan rated it hot with a score of 32.40. And this one has one of the strongest call imbalances on the entire list. Calls outnumbered puts by 8.6 to 1. It also saw around $1.8 million in premium. That is a very strong bullish tilt in the options flow. But remember, bullish flow does not guarantee a bullish move. What it does show is that traders were positioning heavily on the call side. For a stock under $5, almost 100,000 options contracts and an 8.6 to 1 call imbalance is a strong signal for further research. At number 4, we have BYND, Beyond Meat. The stock was trading around 69 cents. Options volume reached 95,591 contracts. The Stock 2 Trend Heat rating was interesting, with a score of 28.44. The biggest thing that stands out here is the implied volatility. BYND had implied volatility around 220%. It also showed large block volume. That is extremely high volatility. But high volatility does not tell us direction. It simply tells us the options market is pricing in the possibility of a significant move. This could be because of speculation. It could be because of uncertainty. It could be because traders are positioning around a major catalyst. Either way, BYND is clearly attracting attention. At number 3, we have SNAP, Snap. Snap was trading around $4.53. It recorded 96,216 options contracts. The Stock 2 Trend Scan rated it warm, with a score of 31.90. The key reasons were 4.7 to 1 call-to-put ratio and around $1.6 million in premium. Snap is another familiar name, but what matters here is the combination of price, options volume, and call imbalance. When a stock under $5 sees nearly 100,000 options contracts, with calls almost 5 times higher than puts, it becomes a name to watch. Not because it must go higher, but because the options market is showing unusual activity. At number 2, we have KEEL. KEEL was trading around $5.99. It recorded 97,810 options contracts. The Stock 2 Trend Scan gave it a warm heat rating, with one of the highest scores on this list at 35.55. The key reason KEEL stands out is the 8.1 to 1 call imbalance. It also saw around $9.7 million in premium. That premium figure is one of the biggest numbers in today's scan. Almost $10 million in options premium is not something to ignore. When strong call imbalance and large premium appear together, it can suggest that traders are making aggressive bets. But as always, this is only a starting point for research, not a recommendation. And now, at number 1, we have ONDS, Ondas. ONS was trading around $7.69, and it recorded a massive 244,372 options contracts. That is by far the highest options volume among all stocks under $10 in this scan. The Stock 2 Trend Heat rating was interesting, with a score of 30.35. The key reasons were the huge options volume, block trades, and elevated implied volatility. This is the type of activity that gets attention. More than 244,000 contracts in a single scan is not normal for most stocks in this price range. It suggests that traders were highly active in the options market. But the important question is not just, is this bullish? The better question is, why is this activity happening? Is it connected to news? Is it speculation? Is it hedging? Is it institutional style positioning? That is where deeper research matters. So here is the full list again. Number 10, TE. Number 9, NIO. Number 8, BB. Number 7, AMC. Number 6, HTZ. Number 5, OPEN. Number 4, BYND. Number 3, SNAP. Number 2, KEEL. And number 1, ONDS. The biggest volume name was ONDS, with more than 244,000 options contracts. The strongest call imbalance came from open, with calls outnumbering puts by 8.6 to 1. Kiel had one of the strongest premium numbers, with around $9.7 million flowing through the options market. And BYND stood out for extreme implied volatility at around 220%. The main lesson here is simple. Unusual options activity is not a prediction. It is a clue. It tells us where attention is building. It shows us where traders may be positioning, and it helps us decide which stocks deserve deeper research. That is what Stock 2 Trend is built for. To help traders and investors cut through the noise, spot unusual market activity faster, and research stocks with more structure. Not stock picks, not financial advice, just data-driven research. If you want to explore the live scans, options flow, momentum signals, and AI-assisted bull, base, and bear scenarios, visit stock2trend.com. Subscribe for more weekly market scans. And remember, stay curious, follow the flow, and always do your own research.